Yeah. So, order in the midst of chaos. Well, first of all, I just want to take a moment and wish everyone a belated Happy 4th of July. Over the service, some people were talking about kind of the quiet things they did yesterday. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that just the gratitude that I feel within my own heart for this space in which we live, the freedoms that we have, and the freedom in my own life. And one of those freedoms that we have is the freedom to vote. And this coming week, the absentee ballots will start going out. And I just want to, this isn't a political statement of who to vote for or anything else. This is just, I encourage you to vote. But if you're registered, I encourage you to exercise that freedom. So having said that, I do want to talk about order in the midst of chaos. And what I wrote up about this talk, I always write like a little blurb. And mostly the little blurb is to remind me of what I was thinking about when I decided to do the talk. And the blurb that I wrote about this one is, we live in a world of paradox, seemingly opposites that are true. In these times, we may feel as if there is chaos all around us. Yet spiritual teaching tells us there is divine order present all the time. How do we reconcile these paradoxes in our lives in a way that empowers us to live with compassion and kindness for ourselves and others? Over the course of the last 3 months, I have spoken often about what is happening in our world, how out there is affecting us in here, and how by focusing our attention in here, we can experience more peace out there. In Unity, we don't teach about a presence outside of us, a physical being, a being that is made in our image and likeness, that is kind of running the show, that is a person that is going to return us to our glory years. In Jesus's time, when Jesus was walking around with his disciples, the disciples demonstrated an underlying belief that one day Jesus was going to rise up and he was going to claim the throne of his father David, that he was the Messiah, he was the chosen one, he was the one who was going to come, and he was going to restore these glory days. And we know that that's not what happened. But I began to think about the glory days. And what are our glory days? What are our glory days that we wish that we could return to? Is it the days when we were so busy that we didn't have time to hear the thoughts in our own mind? Is it when we could hop in our car or on a plane and go anywhere that we wanted to go and see anybody that we wanted to see? Is it when our jobs kept us busy and businesses were open and things were thriving? What is it that is our glory day? How do we see that for ourselves? I have to admit that I've had my fair share of contemplating days of what it would look like, the glory days. And many people that I speak to are experiencing challenges right now. They're experiencing challenges of being alone, of being isolated. And so they're looking for someone, anyone, to restore normal. One of the glory days that has been prevalent in my mind is, and maybe this is for you too, is when is the day that we'll be able to come back, be in our sacred space, and have it be exactly as we left it. The truth is that Jesus told us that the kingdom of heaven is right here, right now. And you may be thinking, okay, this isn't the kingdom that I want. This isn't the kingdom I signed up for. I want the kingdom with, the gold bricks and everlasting peace. That's the kingdom I want. That's the one I signed up for. And yet the truth is, we are in the kingdom of heaven. I'm not talking about an external place that you go to when you die, or maybe you do die. Maybe there is a part of us that dies in order for us to experience the kingdom of heaven right now. In the revealing word, in Unity's teachings, the kingdom of heaven is the realm of divine idea, the realm of unlimited divine ideas. So if you think of the kingdom of heaven as a place that has paved gold streets, think of that pavement as each one of those pavers is a divine idea. And they are. Divine ideas are the most valuable possession that we have. Because divine ideas have the power to change our lives. The revealing word also says, and I really loved this, ideas are catching. We are heavily charged with ideas. And when these ideas are released, they spring forth and pass from mind to mind, being recorded as they fly. When they are expressed, the whole race is lifted up, if the idea is charged with the uplifting spirit. I really loved that divine ideas are catching, that they pass from mind to mind. And we kind of grab onto them. And that when those ideas are charged with the energy of spirit, they uplift. They have the power to lift us up and to lift others up. That is not just about me. It's about we. It's about all of us. And so anytime that we engage in a divine idea and we empower that idea with the love, the power of spirit, then that divine idea has the power to transform our life and the life of others. Divine ideas are the underpinning to divine order. When we talk about divine order is actually one of our 12 powers. Charles Fillmore came up with 12 energy systems in the body. And that these energy systems, that when we awaken these energy systems within the body and they are working in harmony and balance together, that we express the Christ consciousness. And so divine order is one of these powers. And so often I have heard of divine order as someone will say, well, you know, it's in divine order. It's all in divine order. And in some ways, sometimes I feel like that's kind of a cop-out. It's a resignation. And divine order is not a resignation. A divine order is a power that holds the universe together. The universe could not have been created without divine order. If there had been too much energy or too little energy, this universe would not be here. If there was too much matter or too little matter, this planet would not be here. You and I would not be here. But everything came together perfectly and unfolded perfectly in a perfect unfolding. The way that I think about this is I think about the oak tree. Now, you think about the mighty oak. Mighty oak is huge. It's one of those really big, beautiful trees. Mighty oak can live for 300 to 1,000 years. And it starts as a little acorn. And within that acorn is all of the DNA that is necessary to create this mighty oak. And so the acorn falls to the ground out of the oak tree. And if the conditions are just right, then it sprouts within 4 to 6 weeks. And then as it sprouts, you know, it kind of burrows itself down into the ground. And as it burrows itself down into the ground, and it begins to get roots, and it becomes a sapling. And it takes 40 to 50 years for it to mature and become an oak that produces acorns, that produces more acorns. And it will produce acorns every year consistently for 300 years. So here is this mighty oak, and it is such a demonstration of what divine order is. In Linda Martella Whitsett's book, Divine Audacity, she talks about the 12 powers. There's a book on the 12 powers. And in the part on it in divine order, she talks about 3 elements that are always present in divine order. The first one is organization. The second one is adjustment. And the third one is evolution. So organization is exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about how everything is present in exactly the right amount to bring about, to unfold the divine idea, the seed. We can think of that divine idea as being the seed of God. And so everything is present, even if we cannot see it. even if we are not experiencing it right in this moment, we can have faith that everything for that divine idea is present right now. And that this organization, this power of organization is bringing it all together in order for that seed to unfold perfectly. And then we think about adjustment. And adjustment is the power that we have to adjust our thoughts, our actions. If I think about nature, I think about the oak tree. There may be years where there's not enough water, where maybe there's a drought. The tree makes adjustments. Nature makes adjustments for the tree. Or maybe there's a year that there's too much water, or there's a fire. There are adjustments that are made in order to assist the tree to continue to unfold its natural DNA. I once heard someone refer to DNA as our divine nature attributes. That it is that core in us. It is the seed that is within us that is our divine nature attributes. And that those divine nature attributes, that we are supported on all levels to have that divine nature unfold and come into being in any moment. When we most need an attribute that is within us, that it makes itself known. We make those adjustments. One way that we can make adjustments is when we recognize that our thinking is not in alignment with our divine nature. When we're thinking thoughts of lack, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough resources, I don't have enough friends, I don't have enough. That we can affirm that God is our source and I am enough. God is my source and I am enough. And everything that I need in order to outpicture the divine nature that is within me is right here. And I claim it and receive it in this moment. We can adjust our thinking. And when we adjust our thinking, we adjust our actions. When we adjust our thinking, we adjust how it is that we show up. And so you might say that if my thinking is not in alignment with my DNA and I'm thinking that I don't have enough, there's not enough, then I might be kind of, my shoulders might be kind of slumped and I might be going, oh, this is just so awful. There's just not, I just don't have what I want. And there's nothing I can do about that. There's a real low energy to that. And when we hold that low energy, that is what we create. We create that low energy. And we pass, the thoughts are contagious. We pass those thoughts on to others. Have you ever noticed that when you're around somebody whose energy is really low, after a while you start feeling really low? It's harder for you to stay up. That our thoughts are contagious. And if those thoughts are contagious, then so are our divine ideas. And so rather than slumping over and being down, we can stand up tall and we can affirm what it is that we want to experience. What do I want to experience? And it can be as outrageous as you want to make it. But what do I want to experience? Do I want to experience more love in my life? Do I want to experience more of an understanding of spiritual principle and how to use that in my life? Do I want to experience a deeper awareness of the presence of God with me all the time? What do I want to experience? What is the divine idea that wants to express as our spiritual DNA? And make those adjustments. The third element for divine order is the element of evolution. The element of evolution. That as we think these new thoughts, as we have these divine ideas and we think these new thoughts, and we evolve. Our thinking begins to evolve. Our actions begin to evolve. We shift and change. In the Gospel of Mary, interpreted by Jean-Yves Leloup, it's French, he says, all evolution involves a return. Yet a return in this sense is not the same as regression. To return is not to go back. Rather, the return is accomplished by moving forward. It is a return to the place that is both our origin and our destiny, our Alpha and Omega. Here we make an important distinction between the origin and the source and the beginning. We return to the source, not our beginning. We return to our source, not to the beginning. It's not about recreating what we perceive to be the glory days. That's going back. That's trying to go back. And have you ever tried to go back and recreate an experience? Oh, I've had this great experience. I had such a great holiday with my family, and it was so much fun. I want to recreate that next year. So the next year you set the stage, you make the same food, you do it at the same time, you lay it out in the same way, and you are disappointed because it does not turn out the same. There's no going back. There's only movement forward. And that as we move forward, and we listen to those divine ideas within us, and we allow those divine ideas to unfold in divine order, then the next experience that we create can be even greater than the one that we just created. That each experience that we have can have more peace, more love, more joy. And it's peace and love and joy that may not make any sense to anyone else. But it's the experience that we have with it. And that when we have that experience, then we pass that peace, love, and joy on. We pass that on to others. Because our experiences, like our thoughts, are contagious. When we are in an energy of acknowledging that we are unfolding in divine order, that there is a natural order for us to unfold, there is another aspect to this, and that is the aspect that exactly where I am in this moment is perfect. The mistakes that I've made, perfect. Perfect to bring me to where I am right now. And the mistakes that I will make in the days to come, maybe in the moments to come, those mistakes, perfect. Perfect to awaken me to a deeper understanding, a deeper realization of the truth of who we are. We are not merely human, and we are not totally, well, we are totally, but we are not only spirit. We are both human and spirit. We are spirit in human form, expressing fully in this creative body. And so this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to really enter into a place of expressing divine ideas that come through us in divine order. So one of the ways that we hear divine ideas is through meditation, through prayer and meditation. And so I want to invite you in this moment to just make yourself comfortable. Just allow yourself to be comfortable in this space. And if you would care to join me, maybe take a couple of deep breaths. Just breathing in fully and deeply and letting it go. And again, breathing in fully and deeply. And slowly letting it go. And feel yourself relax. Feel yourself just let go. And once again, just breathing in fully and deeply. And holding it for a moment. And letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Breathing into this moment. We know that we each have within us the power of order. It brings into perfect harmony the divine ideas that we catch. As we relax our mind and drop down into our heart, we may want to put our hand on our heart. To just feel that sacred space as a touchstone. We feel our heart expand. And the invitation is to just breathe and allow ourselves to be present. No agenda. No great questions. Just present. The breath is synonymous with spirit. So when we are present to our breath, we are present to the life of spirit moving through us, as us. Bringing into harmony and balance all aspects of ourselves, body, mind, spirit. When thoughts come into the mind that want to take us away from this present moment, we just let go and return our focus to the breath. Sensations and thoughts are not the enemy. We don't resist them. We just let them go. There's nothing that we need to cling to. Any idea that is a divine idea will stay with us. And we will remember it later. So there's no need to cling to it now. Just breathe. And allow ourselves to be in this moment. Divine order is active in my life, gently organizing, adjusting, and evolving my divine nature. Divine order awakens my true nature. And so it is. Amen.